Hit that subscribe button to never miss my plant-based recipes and videos.
This is a perfect example of how you can take a comfort food classic and make it whole food plant-based. We're gonna make loaded nachos, or as we call them in my family, Nacho Mountain. The first step is replacing what we would normally put on top would be like a ground beef, any kind of meat mixture. We're gonna make what I call Mexi lentils. So it's literally just putting a cup and 3/4 of water into a pressure cooker, a cup of lentils. I'm doubling the batch, so I got a lot more here. And then you're gonna add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of a taco spice mix. If you're making your own, it's mostly chili powder mixed with paprika, cumin, garlic salt, onion salt, red pepper flakes. Give it a really good mix. And then we are gonna cook that on the pressure cooker for about 10 minutes and then just let it sit. By the time everything else is ready, it'll be good to go. If you're doing this on a stove pot, you'll need a lot longer. You wanna bring it up to a boil and leave it for about 30 minutes. So now we are gonna make the nacho cheese. We're gonna take an onion and a carrot, saute that on the pan. If it starts to stick, you can throw in a little bit of broth. We're just gonna let that cook for about a minute. Put a little bit of salt on top. It helps to release juices inside the vegetables. I'm gonna add just a little bit of my broth. So now I'm gonna throw in the potatoes and we're gonna let that just cook for about 3 minutes. So this is cooked down to the right amount. And now we're gonna add some vegetable broth. Some tamari. You could also use soy sauce here, and some minced garlic. And we are gonna crank this up and get it up to the point where it's at a simmer. And then we're gonna leave it for about 10 to 15 minutes until the carrots and the potatoes are really, really soft. We're just gonna dump all of that good potato carrot goodness into our high-speed blender. This is where the nerdy magic happens. Some tahini. We have lemon juice, paprika, and garlic powder. And last but not least, nutritional yeast. This is the key to making it nice and cheesy. We are gonna blend this until it is nice and smooth. And then we're gonna add that tapioca starch. This is the stuff that's gonna make it really, really get thick and bind like a cheese. All right, so that's looking pretty well combined. So now we're gonna put it onto the stove top and stir it around and let it just kind of thicken a bit. The consistency you want is somewhat like a gravy, maybe a little thicker than gravy. That takes about 10 minutes, and then while we're doing that, we're gonna start to assemble our nachos. So now we have our little Mexi lentils. They're really ready to go. And they're just kind of clumpy and tasty and delicious. We got a nice little kick to them. I love these things. So we're just gonna really generously sprinkle that all over the top of these chips. I've just put on some diced red pepper and some green olives, but you can top these with whatever you want. You want some jalapenos on there? Go for it. Making a mess. It's all right, nachos are supposed to be messy, right? If you're not getting a little messy while you cook, you just don't care. So now we're gonna add that ooey gooey cheese. I just like to take a scoop of it and just slather it all over. So this acts a bit more like a queso in this recipe. What's great about this cheese is I will put this in the fridge and it's gonna thicken up, and then tomorrow I'll be able to use it like a spread. It's perfect for making a grilled cheese sandwich. And then it also freezes really well, and then you can just grate it on top for shredded cheese. It is easily the most versatile cheese sauce that I have figured out, and I use it for everything. We are gonna cook this for about 10 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You want it to get a little bubbly and just heat it all the way through. So the cheese has a nice little golden brown on top of it, and that's kind of what you're looking for. It chars it just a little bit in a really nice way. You can add some additional toppings at this time. I'm gonna throw some green onions on here. Feel free to add any additional toppings that you want, some guacamole, some salsa, some sour cream, but I'm just gonna have it as is. It's so delicious. It has that queso flavor and the meatiness from the lentils. It's just so comforting, delicious, goody.
Go to pbwithj.ca for these recipes and more. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and click that notification bell.